I'm sure you love it.
Definitely. Okay, so Linton, so as I mentioned before that we have few QLs in Pakistan who are basically one of the best educates and teachers who are teaching blockchain and cryptocurrency to our youth and people here in Pakistan. One of them is Crypto Awaz. Crypto Awaz is a big community, and they are basically imparting crypto related knowledge. So we have Mr. Niazi from Crypto Awaz. He has got some questions for you. Niazi Saab, if you could please maybe take the mic and let us know what you want to ask. You're, you have been giving speaking rights as well.
Hello, everyone. I hope, Linton, you are good. So you were talking about FlokFi, so I just have a question regarding that. I hope I'm audible.
Absolutely.
Perfectly. Perfectly.
Sure. Okay, so locking LP, it adds a great utility for project developers, right? But what I want to know is why would Floki target individual users to store their tokens or NFTs in FlokFi and not in a non-custodial wallet, either it's cold or hot? And how it is any different than storing it on any reputed exchange like KuCoin, for example, especially when you guys have a one-time management fee? If you can shed some light on that.
Oh, that is some really hard question, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. Wow. Well, let me try and answer you. I know the issue of security and where people store their tokens has been a very, very hot debate recently. I do not wish to press on buttons that I do not intend to press, but there are several reasons why people make the kind of decisions that they make, right? People decide to store their tokens on centralized exchanges, perhaps because that's what they understand, right? So if someone doesn't understand, we have to agree that self-custody comes with a great self-responsibility as well, which a lot of beginners are not yet familiar with, right? But of course, we should eventually get them to the point where they get to self-custody. And of course, exchanges will continue to play their own role. They will continue to play their own role in maybe onboarding new people, facilitating transactions and all of those things. So I don't necessarily want to use this platform to talk about whether you should keep your tokens on exchanges or you shouldn't, or whether that's not. But about FlokFi Locker, there are several reasons why somebody will decide to lock up his tokens, and some of those, especially individuals. For LPs, I think you're right that is clear. The use case is clear there, but for individuals, there are a number of reasons. I've spoken to individuals within the project, for example, who told me, Linton, I don't want to, I'm in this project and I don't want to sell what I have right now because I know that Valhalla is going to do a lot of things for this project and I want to wait until Valhalla mainnet is released and until we have several people, he mentioned the name of the country, playing this game in that country because this other game has people there and blah, blah. And like people have those visions for the project, individual visions. And the only way they can do that, they can really prevent themselves, right, is to not just discipline themselves, but it's to actually take that discipline further by taking an action to lock up that token in a way that they would not be able to access it. Well, if you have a cold storage, well, one could argue that, well, you can store it there and then send it to a place that you can't see it and whatnot, but that's still not within, again, it's a personal choice. So people, sometimes psychology says that when people actually take such action of actually locking those tokens in a particular protocol, it's not something shifts in their head that, okay, well, now I've locked it up for the next 2 years. I can't do anything to it. And then they've got to wait for that 2 years to come before they then sell. Some other folks also also want to vest. So let's assume that you have an understanding between two parties that, okay, we are going to do this together. And if you fulfill certain conditions here, we would let's vest this for a number of months or a number of years. So that's also possible right now with FlokFi Locker. So it's not just, and I should also say that all of these things does not also eliminate self-custody, right? Because for you to perform all of these transactions as well, of course, you can do this. You can do this with your what's it called? You can do this with your ledger as well. So it's not like you take all of the. It's not like we are replacing the role of a ledger or we are replacing the role of self custody with FlokFi Locker. But instead, we are making possible right? We are enabling possibilities that were previously not possible. We are making it possible for people to now be able to decide to lock it if they want to lock it, and decide on the number of years that they want to lock it for, and decide on the number of months that they want to invest for. And those are use cases that were previously were not necessarily common. And we want to make that, we want to let people know that it's actually possible, that it's not just about self-custody, that there are other secure ways, things that you can do if you do not want to sell your tokens, apart from staking or whatnot. You can actually still use a product like FlokFi Locker to lock those tokens up. And with that, you are then sure that, okay, fine, I have it safe. I'm not going to touch it. And we're actually safe. We're audited by Static. In fact, the auditing came even while we were building the project, while we were building the product. Static was there with us, to make sure that everything is safe and it will continue to stay. And the proof of that is that just in the quarter of operation, we now have over 30, I said 30 million elsewhere earlier on, but just check it right now. It's actually $32 million of TVL right now that we have. So thank you, Crypto Awaz, for that question.
We were about to wrap this up, but I think, are you able to accept one more question from Crypto Awaz?
Oh, why not? I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So Niazi, maybe, can you please tell us what your next question was?
Sure. Sorry, Linton, for pitching in the last moment. It's not every day we get to talk with the devs, thanks to KuCoin Pakistan. So you greatly explained about FlokFi. Thanks for that. So I think it's for individuals. One plus feature is that it will turn paper hand into diamond hand by locking their assets in FlokFi, right?
Yes, potentially.
Yeah.
Correct.
So my question is, the recent token burn has been talked a lot, along with the DAO proposal of transaction fee reduction. But the authority to set up a DAO vote is only granted to admins and authors, if I'm not wrong. What factors are considered which leads to a DAO proposal in the first place? And can a community without dev involvement initiate a DAO vote?
Can what? Please repeat your last sentence.
So the last query was can a community without the dev involvement initiate a DAO vote?
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so you're talking about our full DAO transition. So when we announced in January, I believe I think it was 20 something of January 2022 when we announced that we would become a DAO. So when we made that announcement, we said it there that the transition to the DAO is going to be in several phases, right? So we are currently still in the first phase of that transition as we speak. So, and in this phase of the transition, the DAO proposal itself is actually initiated, by the dev, by the team, right? So that's the first phase. But eventually, we will transition to a full DAO where members of the community will be able to raise proposals themselves, as we said, and you'll be able to initiate a proposal, you'll be able to delegate your votes, and just like the typical DAOs have been. So that is coming very soon as well. It's coming very soon, but it's going to be for now. What we have is just the first phase. So where the team, of course, after several consultations with the community as well as partners, because don't forget that the community, very important, community first. But at the end of the day, we still have people, we still have partners as well that needs to be, communicated to, that needs to be discussed with. I mean, from the KuCoin is an exchange, for instance, and there's nothing the DAO can do. For example, if it affects listing and everything on KuCoin, for instance, you expect us to inform them and gotten their own opinion as well. And we have a lot of DeFi partners as well. So after wide consultations, then the team comes and says, you know what? Let this go to the DAO. Then the DAO decides. So, for example, the example you gave around the tax reduction and the burning of the tokens, which is, by the way, the largest burn so far, over 100 million tokens burned. So, when that was going to happen, there were consultations, right? In fact, for like a year, there's been conversations around it. Okay, should it happen now? Should it be then? And then eventually, when it was then decided, okay, you know what? The community first, right? Let the community decide themselves if they want it to happen now. And then that's why, it was put to a vote, and it was 99.99% versus 0.1% in terms of the decision, and it was a common year. So yes, I agree with you. What we have right now is one where the dev would have to initiate that vote today. But eventually, that's part of what is coming. If you look at our previous roadmap as well, right, it's already there that there will be a full DAO transition where anyone would be able to raise proposals, anyone can delegate proposals, that can delegate their votes as well, you can, and all the other mechanisms of a DAO, and that will be coming very soon. And that's something that I want you all to look for.
Thank you.
Your question, Crypto Hours.
Thank you so much, Linton. Yes, I think, I think it's pretty clear. So